everyone, and thank you for joining me for Celeste Inspires. The video today is dedicated to a woman I worked with yesterday who came to me with neck and shoulder pain. All of the pain was on the right side of her body. It was in her pelvis, hip, ankle, and knee. So after doing a postural assessment and looking at her range of motion and also her ability to raise the arm overhead to see if there was any thoracic outlet syndrome, anything holding, I put together this following routine. It would be really great for anybody that has low back pain, tight hip, and also in through the neck, because this is where a lot of the discomfort was for her. So here we go. I want to show you the routine that I put together. And it was so fun to spend the time to identify where she was having discomfort, and then know that we're going to isolate and lengthen and strengthen those muscles. So you start on your back, and one of the best ways to start for the low back, and you guys will be familiar if you watch a lot of my videos, is to start with the knees coming in. So take the right knee in and squeeze it towards the outside, and you want to keep the shoulders back so that it's the bend of the elbow that draws the knee in, and then drawing the left leg up and in. And you can draw them out wide because that helps to press into each side of the low back. Now just tune in. Is there one side that's tighter? Like, are you noticing that you're holding more on one side? One of the beauties of this practice is you're developing awareness. And it's not that you're reading in for pain. It's more that you're feeling, how does each side feel? So you do a tiny rock side to side. So again, the shoulders stay back so that you're really free in through the neck. And you keep the head down, again, to help the neck. In fact, we noticed when she lifted her head, it hurt because there was so much tightness. And many of us are experiencing that these days with so much desk time. So now you pull the right knee in and come on into circles. So as you circle around, you're bending the elbows to pull the leg in, and then circle in the other direction. And you're really feeling the parts of the back get into the floor more. And then you can release the right leg. Draw the left leg up, and you just pull that knee a little bit towards the outside left shoulder. And you're circling in. The breathing is in and out through the nose, so that you keep a constant flow of energy to the cells. Especially notice if you catch the breath stops at one point, you might be finding a tight spot in both directions. And then you're going to draw both knees in. So here we go, we just bring in. Now take the legs up. So I'm pulling the tailbone off the floor to flatten down in through the sacral area, and also to squeeze in through the hip flexors, which were also quite tight for her. And then from there, we take the legs up in the air, hold on to the low legs, potentially the feet, I have short legs, and you're going to let the knees bend to the outside. So here we are, happy baby. Shoulders drop back, and you can do a gentle rock from side to side. So you really feel the pressure on one side, and notice if you feel a difference from left or right. See what's happening there. So shoulders are back. Now, just going to come to the center. Let me just check my cheat sheet here. The next exercise we put together was the hamstring. We came into the hamstring after releasing the low back. Now you take the left leg out, and you start with the right leg, and you reach the heel to the ceiling. Perfectly great if you're bent because of the nasty hamstring, if that's really holding. Otherwise, if you can reach, pull the toes back to get the Achilles. So you're fanning down, and then you're going to hold on to that leg, let the head back if you've lifted, and then pull the leg towards you. Now again, if you're here, just keep the toes pulling back so you can stretch in through the Achilles into the calf. And I'll keep the straight leg version to demonstrate. And then you're going to push against your hands. So you'll do an isometric. You're pushing your leg out and you're pulling your leg in. This will help to lengthen the insertion and the origin of the hamstring muscle. So you get both ends. It's a superior way of stretching. And technically that's what yoga's doing, is you're lengthening both ends. It's just that if you push, and this is used in sport, P and F stretching, then you help to lengthen through the muscle more. It's quite a science. And then see if you can pull in a little more. And we stayed a little bit longer because, as we all know, the hamstrings never get lengthened. Nothing that we do during our activities of daily living ever lengthen our hamstrings. So the backs of the knees get very tight. And then you release that leg. So we stayed about a minute and a bit. And you take that right leg down. Just notice the difference in the two sides. Can you feel more released in the low back on the right side? Kind of neat to tune into the body. And then take the left leg up. Here we go with the toes pulling down. You reach the heel to the ceiling, and now pull the leg in, and again you might have the knee bent because of the tightness in the low back. And you reach through the heel and you pull the toes back. Good, and then resist the leg out, so you're pushing out like you're trying to press down, and you pull the leg in, activating the entire hamstring, top to bottom. Now the other thing that's helpful is just draw your core in. So a little half a giggle. Okay, so you pull that area in, and that helps to flatten the low back down, give you support there. Plus it's entertaining. And you want to keep the heel reaching. Again, you're going to help to get deeper into the calf, into the bottom of the hamstring. Breath, breath, keeping the breathing constant. Breath. You'll also notice which side is different. And then you can gently release that leg. Good, coming down. Then you can bend the knees. We come into the hip stretch. So you're going to take, pardon my garden feet, the right leg across, and you've got the ankle just above the knee, and you're going to press that right knee away. So you've got a nice long hip flexor here. And then you might need to lift up, otherwise do grab behind the leg, pull the leg in, upper body down, and spend a minute here. Going for longer periods of time, give time for the little, there's a little apparatus right in the center of the muscle, and it gives time for that apparatus to let go. So the bungee cordness of it will get the message that everything's okay. And the message occurs from breathing, so you keep breathing in and out. And that tells the muscles that everything's okay, even though they're getting stretched beyond their normal position. And you keep the shoulders back, keep on pulling in as much as you can. Relax the upper body. So again, it's just the bend of the elbows that pulls the leg in. And wherever you are, like if you're grabbing here, not a problem, you can always use a band. You can, to help you come in. And your shoulders are back. And then you can gently release that leg down. Okay, the arms come up overhead, and you're going to press the shoulder blades under, so you're opening the chest. And then cross that knee over, so knee on top of knee. Make sure the body is in the middle. So you're going to just kind of look down and see that the seam of the pants, the inner thighs, is right down from your belly button. Then there's sometimes the option to wrap. You might be a wrapper. And then you're going to tip to the left. My arm is up on a diagonal, and you're going to gaze to the right. And you open in through that right side beautifully. And if you can really reach that right knee out, that will help to open up the outside hip, which is where she's experiencing a lot of the discomfort, the pelvis. And this muscle is very much like a hinge on a refrigerator. So if you think of the door opening, you want to close the door across, open up this outside hinge, and increase the stretch with that opposite arm reaching out on a diagonal. Here it is. And then take a couple more breaths to see if you can lengthen a little more. And remember, learn to differentiate between natural releasing and how you need to deepen your breath, and pain that is too much, it's too isolated. So when you feel the pain of stretch, that's good. There's a heat if you feel into it, and there's an ability to feel the stretch without something catching, a localized spot. That's what I'd like to describe for people. If you can breathe into the stretch and feel the discomfort, as Santa's workshop working to open up areas, that really helps you to let go more. And then you can come back up. We keep the twist, and then you come over to the other side. Now, once again, you want to make sure that your crotch is straight down from the belly button, and then you tip over to the right. You take that left arm out, and if you can really press that hip out as much as you can. If this arm comes off, that's okay. See if you can extend up there, so you get that wonderful chest stretch, shoulder stretch. The head can turn to this direction, so opposite direction as the legs. And you keep on breathing in and out through the nose. This is a great stretch. It's my favorite. It's one I do every day too. Really helps the low back. Right in through the side waist. It's glorious. And a couple more breaths. It's so good to be a wiggler, like just keep wiggling into the way that your body can let go. And then you breathe in, you come back up, uncross that right knee, get everything situated again, shoulder blades under, the hips, and then you can take your left ankle across, flex the toes back, press that left knee out, really turn it out, long in through the core. Then lift that right leg up, grab on, draw the leg in, a bend of the elbows to draw in. Keep the breathing constant as you draw that leg in. And you want to keep the knee rotating away, so avoid letting it rotate towards your face. Keeping your breathing in and out through the nose. Make sure the neck is free. Make sure the weight of the head is resting back. And then you can release the ankle down. Here we go. The left knee wraps on top. Maybe your lower leg wraps. You're in the middle of your body. Tip over to the right. Reach that left arm out on a diagonal. Let that hip press away. If you heard that, that was my hip. Now you're pulling across. This is the stretch I do daily to correct and help the scoliosis. So this is a really great way to release the hip. Let the arm reach out and the palm turns up. This helps to open the front shoulder. And then the breath comes in. You stay wrapped. Drop over to the left side. Reach that right arm out, up on a diagonal. Gaze towards that right hand. The shoulder is back. Have your breathing constant. Breath. Breath. I always like to wiggle. It just helps to get the hip to come across. And in any position, feel that you're breathing into the letting go instead of holding the pose. So that way you really feel your body open. And then you're going to draw back. Check my cheat sheets here. And there we've done that. Now, the other area that was causing a lot of discomfort, as I mentioned, was the neck and shoulders. So the next series of stretches we did in cross-legged position, because that was really comfortable for her. If it isn't, then you could sit with the legs straight in front, any position. The main thing is that you're going to have a long back. So you're up like this, and the first stretch is to bring the, actually turn the palms down, take the hands behind and grab the elbows. Let me just show you. So you're going to take the arms, the thumbs go down, you grab onto the outside elbows, and if that doesn't work, you grab where you get, And it's helpful to pull the shoulder blades down. Rise from the rib cage, so you're lifting from the waist, and then tip the ear over to the side. You're not tucking, so you're gazing straight ahead. So here we are. You're gazing straight ahead, not down. And you can even take this into the side if you want to come over a little bit more. So you stay on the side you're in, and you might take the stretch over even a little more, because that might be great in through the side hip, waist rather here, intercostals, and then you can breathe in and come on back up. And then go over to your other side. Your elbows are back. You're letting the ear drop to that side. It doesn't drop, but you drop it down. And you want to keep the shoulders down. Really fantastic, opening in through the scalenes in the side of the neck, and also a little bit of trapezius in here, which tends to be heightened. And then you can breathe in, come on back up. Okay, now tuck the chin, look down, keep the breathing constant. And then release and come on back up. Now we'll take this arm around, and you're going to take the ear down. You know what, let's take this hand down. I want you to turn this palm down, and once again I'm going to rotate. You're going to take that left elbow down and across, and you kind of get where you can with that hand. And then hold on to the ear and drop down. You're lifting from the spine. So we're not doing this, you're not shortening, but you want to lift. So you're really opening in through the side of the neck. The gaze is ahead. And then you stay there and you tuck your chin, so you come down. And here again, I'll show you from the front. You're going to tuck your chin and come down. Okay? And you want to really tuck, like make a double, triple chin. You squeeze in there. And you stay over to that side. And that really helps to get right in through the back side neck. And then you come back up. Okay, great. So of course you turn the other palm down. Here we go. You coax that elbow behind, coming across. You get there somehow, hold on somewhere. The palm turns out, that opens the scapula area. And then you bring the hand to the ear, and you come down. First we're going sideways, so you're gazing straight ahead. And you just get over there with the ear, keeping the length in through the spine. Breathing. And then you're going to look down. So again, show you from the front. You're going to take the chin and drop down. So you really get to stretch out of the back. And here we are, we're going in through this side, of course, of the neck. And you really tuck in. Good. And then you can release. Now just relax and turn the head side to side. So you're going to turn, look back with the eyes. That gives you a little bit more rotation. And then you come to the other side. You're really lifted from the base of the spine. Turn and look back. Okay, good. Now look up. And really feel the throat open. You can bring the head back far if it feels good. Many people need to go where the ceiling meets the wall, so on a diagonal like this. So notice if you can go higher, if it feels good. But if you feel like you're catching in here, that's okay. It's very different stretch. You're adapting. But if you're crunching back in here, lower the chin. And then you drop down. Cheat sheets, what's next? Okay. Then you can finish on your back. So we come right down into a release into the floor. Let your palms roll up to the ceiling. Shavasana your body down. Let your feet roll out in relaxation. And give yourself at least 3 minutes to let all of the effects of the postures gel in your tissue. This is your gift of kind of sitting back and looking at the canvas like an artist and saying, here's what I've put together. So lie back there. Take a moment to feel your whole body release into the floor. Feel really happy. You took this time for your body. Makes you really smart to take care of your body. And do any little wiggling you might need to do to get more in contact with the floor. Feel the belly rise on the inhale. On the inhale, the belly up. And then feel the body sink more into the floor when you exhale. Body releasing. Palms are up. Fingers are naturally curled. And again, just feel happy, proud, self-righteous. And take in 3 more deep breaths. And then when you're ready, you may still be shavasanaing. Feel free to stay for another 5 minutes. You can bend your knees. Give it a gentle roll side to side, knees a little bit apart. And then roll over to your right side. Come on right up into seated position. And thanks for being here. Thanks for taking this time, and go into the rest of your day with all of this newfound energy and release. Thanks for joining me.